Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is NURIN FAREESHA ERIANA binti HISHAM. Student ID 2021123201.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is ADRIANA binti AZMY and my number matric is 2021107595.
Hi, my name is AINATUL SYAZWIN binti HASMARUDIN. Number matric 2021110889.
My name is SYAHIRAH binti NAZRI. My matric number 2021109779.
I want to tell you all a little bit of India is on its way to becoming the world's second most populated nation. The country of India is divided into two parts, North and South. The Vindhya Mountains have served as dividing line between North and South India. North India stretches for around 1.421 million kilometers to the Himalayas in the Anahuac Plateau in Mexico border the Eastern Mountains, Western Sierra and Madrid. New Delhi is India capital, as well as its political and culture hub. In the banks of the Yamuna River, Delhi used to be the thriving human community. It has also grown into the significant culture, political and commercial hub in India. India's history has known as the Vedic Age, which is beginning of regulation of because of Hindus was burned during that period. Raja Chakrawati Parmasis was the first Hindu king to accept Islam. He converted to Islam, and the appearance of the split moon is the one of the miracle that occurs when polytheists beg the prophet to do so. In his stead, the Malabar India king Chakrawati Farmas saw the dramatic event in the Mecca. So, the first major problem the India faced, the food crisis, is the India most pressing issue. The India government decision to limit wheat exports will depend the country's dilemma. This is due to the fact the heat waves have a negative impact on its product. This can be concerning because there is a risk that price will increase due to a lack of supply. Not only will cost of wheat flour be high in the country, but it will also affect the cost of gasoline, labor, shipping and packaging. As a result, the government had to impose a ban on wheat exports, a precaution. So the next problem is the COVID-19 outbreak. As the spread touched the entire planet, having a long-term detrimental effect on economic growth and the potential to reduce people's standard of living. India unemployment rate increased significantly during a COVID-19 outbreak since so many employees had to be let go at the time. People who are able and wanting to work but are unable to find a suitable job also experience unemployment. India's population growth rate has slowed dramatically, with the rate now hovering around 1%. Despite this, India's population continues to rise, making it one of the world's most population countries. Following that, factors such as low contraceptives use, child marriage, and high fertility rate be blind for India continuous rise. Furthermore, since the advent of the COVID-19 virus, India has a birth rate of 367,385 out of 392,078 people, and a growing mortality rate. Growth has been slowly for some time, and this trend is projected to continue until the 21st century. The country is currently increased around 1% per year, but by 2040 the rate is predicted to be slashed in half. As a result, by 2021, India's population is predicted to reach 1.38 billion people, with a growth of 0.9%, which is lower than the initial predicted of 0.96%.
So now I will continue on macroeconomics issue. The issue is unemployment. Definition of unemployment. Unemployment simply to describe the term when someone seeking a job is unable to find work. Some country has a unemployment citizen because of the lack of education system. However, despite an increase in the rate of economic growth, there are still many unemployed people in a workforce. This is because many of these people lack the skill required by the labor market. Also, as of 2019, COVID-19 has a significant impact on the world. Following the COVID-19 pandemic, every country has had to re-establish its economy. Even before the COVID-19 pandemic, the country's young employment rate reached 23%, ranking in the among the highest in the world. Next, type of unemployment. The first one, cyclical unemployment. Cyclical fluctuation result in cyclical unemployment. A business cycle is a series of economic ups and downs. During the Great Depression, for the example, the unemployment rate reached as high 25%. That means that every 1 out of 4 people is eager and capable of working, yet unable to do so. The second one, frictional unemployment. Frictional unemployment occurs when there is a mismatch between labor demand and supply. This could also be due to a lack of understanding on the part of business regarding labor availability, or on the part of the employee about job option in certain area. Frictional unemployment can also be caused by a lack of suitable work skill, labor stagnation, mechanical issue, raw material shortage, and other factors. However, the period of unemployment that occurs between quitting one job and finding another one is referred as frictional unemployment. Third, structural unemployment. A variety of factors can contribute structural unemployment. It could be caused by a lack of cooperative elements or by change in a society economic structure. Fourth, disguised unemployment. Disguised or concealed unemployment is common in developing countries. People want to work, but they cannot find job all the year due to a lack of complementary elements. The seasonal nature of agriculture, as well as insufficient land and equipment, are to blame for this unemployment among rurals and farmers. In agriculture sector, disguised unemployment is a very common. Next, the reason of unemployment in India. One of the main reasons of unemployment in India is education level. Because of the poor education system, the majority of Indian citizens lack a formal education. Even though English is spoken by a large percentage of population in India, many people in rural areas are still unfamiliar with the language. The literacy rate in India is less than 75%, implying that 1 out of every 4 people is illiterate. Second main reason of unemployment in India is large of population and rapid population growth. The population of India is rapidly growing, particularly in rural areas. It has had a negative impact on the unemployment situation. The increase in population directly added unemployment by increasing the labor force, because the rate of job growth could never have been as rapid as population growth would be demanded. Lastly, the reason of unemployment in India is limited land. Land is a nature gift. It is always constant and cannot grow in the same way that population does. In India, population is rapidly increasing. Land is insufficient to support the growing population. This means that people are too crowded in an area or square. As a result, there is heavy pressure on the land. Land is very limited in comparison to population. It creates a jobless situation for a large number of people who rely on agriculture in rural areas. Next, I will continue on impact of unemployment in India. The first impact of unemployment in India is increasing burden on the government. This is because of people are not willing to work and become a jobless. In many nations, the government is required to give unemployment compensation to the jobless. The more people who are jobless, the more money that the government must to pay out. As a result, people will begin to lose faith in the government. This matter can be a big impact to government, especially when the government already burdened with the national debt. The second impact of unemployment in India is increased crime rate. People tend to engage with illegal activity when they are jobless. The crime that they can commit is such as armed robberies, drugs, gambling, and prostitution as a result of unemployment, especially a young unemployment that frequently to join illegal activities. This will make the society is in danger, so it will be not safe for the people in the country, and the government should handle it. Such crimes are common in inner city and developing countries due to a lack of employment opportunities. Lastly, impact of unemployment in India is political instability. In unemployment problem, the people of India country will become desperate and stressed, and this will cause a problem to the government and will cause everyone in a power fight and blame each other for the problem of the country are facing. The government will be in a problem with each other in the organization because they cannot solve the problem.
So now I will discuss about government policy implemented by India to control microeconomic issue. First, monetary policy is an economic policy that manages the size and rate of growth of the economy's money supply and is a powerful tool for controlling microeconomic variables such as unemployment. The policy is implemented using various tools such as interest rate adjustment, the purchase or sale of government securities, and change in the amount of cash in the economy. These policies are developed by central bank or other regulatory organization. Next, open market operation are instruments of monetary policy that involve the purchase or sale of government securities such as government bonds from all to the public and banks. The mechanism affect the reserve position of the bank, the yield of government securities, and the cost of bank credit. RBI sell government security to control credit flows and buy government security to improve credit flow. The operation of the open market make the bank rate policy effective and maintain stability in the government securities market. Next, I will proceed to the cash reserve ratio. It's a percentage of bank deposit that a bank must keep with the RBI as reserve of or balance. The highest the CRR with the RBI, Reserve Bank of India, the lower the system liquidity, and vice versa. The RBI have the authority to change the CRR between 50% and 3%. According to the Narasiha Committee report recommendation, the CRR was reduced from 50% in 1919 to 5% in 2002. The CRR is 4.15% as of May 21, 2022. The last point is the bank rate, also known as the discount rate, is the interest rate changed by the RBI to the making system in exchange for funds or loans. The making system includes commercial and cooperative bank, the Industrial Development Bank of India, the International Finance Corporation, ESIM Bank, and other approved financial institutions. Direct of discount loan are made or money market instruments such as commercial bill and treasury bill are purchases. The cost of borrowing by commercial bank rises as interest rate rises, reducing the amount of credit available to bank and causing the money supply to deteriorates. The increase in the bank rate represents the tightening of the RBI's monetary policy. Next, I will continue to fiscal policy. In India, fiscal policy is a guiding force that helps government decide how much money to spend to support economic activity and how much revenue must be obtained from the system to keep the economy running smoothly. In recent years, the importance of fiscal policy is in achievement. Rapid economic growth in India and around the world have grown. One of the primary goals of the government of India fiscal policy is to achieve rapid economic growth. Fiscal policy, along with monetary policy, is critical in managing the country economy. Next, during an economic downturn, for example, the government may decide to open its fund to spend more on construction projects, welfare scheme, business incentive, and so on. The goal is to help citizens access more productive money, free up some cash for people to spend elsewhere, and encourage business to invest. At the same time, the government may decide to lower business and consumer tax, resulting in lower revenue. The last point is direct control. Direct control has the following advantage. First, there can be introduction or change quickly and easily. Therefore, the effect can be quick. For the second stage, continued control can be more discriminated than monetary and fiscal control. Finally, there can also be variation in the intensity of control operation over time in different sectors. Direct control is a policy that the government may choose to introduction direct control of some price and wage.
Last part is conclusion. As we know that this country has issue about employment which the Indian government need to address seriously as this will affect the country economy. The Indian government need to improve and add employment opportunity. To sustain Indian economic growth, it needs to make certain reform such as improving infrastructure, the financial sector, and addressing limited labor, regulation, and large monetary deficit. Employment also occurs when people are able and willing to work but unable to find a suitable job. This is because the employment rate is the percentage of people who are employed compared to the total labor force. Employment also can be effect in individual, economy, and social. Lockdown of COVID-19 pandemic that brought economic activity to head and index employment rate increase. There are employment who are awaiting the result of a job application or have been looking for work prior to the recent week. However, high and percentage employment brings negative effect on long-run economic growth and drive people to profit. Overall, the COVID-19 pandemic is currently affected various countries, not just India, especially during lockdown. People must work part-time or permanently because they have no other option. This prevented economic collapse in their own nation.